hopefully target the right bits for you. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take some time to try and explain to you what's actually going on in your head to help you get an understanding as to
siblings
how
at
you
all?
can most effectively. We're going to look at what goes on in the brain when we suffer from depression and anxiety and other conditions. How we suffer in the way that we do, and more importantly, what we can do about it.
And do you have any children?
Okay. So,
Wow.
and
Ages
just
and names of them?
examples.
Alfie, Ella,
Up you through. This,
my six.
we're going to look at the
Together,
brain now.
wow.
This is the bit that we know as you. It's your conscious part.
That's fantastic.
It's the part that we use to
Now I'm
interact
just
with
going to
the
ask you a
world,
question
and it's
to
the
give
part
you
that we're
background
conscious to
about
help me understand exactly what's going on. So it's
Do you
connected
ever have
to a
any
vast intellectual resource, the intellectual mind. And this, interestingly, is a part that we don't share with other animals. We don't drive cars, operate computers, and have a lot of the skills that we have as human beings. And when we're in this part of the brain, we generally get things right in life. We're able to make a proper assessment of situations and come up with the answers, taking all those factors in, and the result is usually very positive. So this is a good place to be. Okay? But there's another part to our brain, and this is our original primitive part. And the centre and influential part of this is the amygdala. And we refer to this as our fight, flight, depression part of the brain. You heard of that before? Yeah. Okay. And it's closely associated with two other primitive parts. The hippocampus, which holds our often primitive and sometimes inappropriate behavioural thoughts and experiences and patterns. And then the hypothalamus, which regulates the chemicals in our body and mind. Right. Okay? So, let us imagine that when you leave here today, you run into a polar bear. It could happen. What would happen? Well, firstly, your anxiety would go up, and you would lose that intellectual control, and to a greater or lesser extent, your primitive mind would take over. Your palms, and you would go sweaty, your heartbeat would increase, your stomach would churn, and you'd be off like shot. Perfectly understandable and appropriate response under the circumstances. But unfortunately, it's exactly the same in life. What we find is that as our anxiety goes up, and this can be a gradual